Namaskar, Jai Shri Krishna, praising text 14, text 15 and text 16 of chapter 18, Maharaj Pariksit cursed by Brahman boy of first canto creation of Srimad Bhagavatam. Text 14, Ko nama tripyeda rasavita kathayam mahatta maikanta parayanasya nantam gunanam gunasya jagamura yogeshwara ye Bhavapadma Mukhyaha. The personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna Govinda, is the exclusive shelter for all great living beings, and his transcendental attributes cannot even be measured by such masters of mystic powers as Lord Shiv and Lord Brahma. Can anyone who is expert in relishing nectar rasa ever be fully satiated by hearing topics about him? Lord Shiv and Lord Brahma are two chiefs of the demigods. They are full of mystic powers. For example, Lord Shiv drank an ocean of poison, of which one drop was sufficient to kill an ordinary living being. Similarly, Brahma could create many powerful demigods, including Lord Shiv. So they are Ishwaras or lords of the universe. But they are not the supreme powerful. The supreme powerful is Govinda, Lord Krishna. He is the transcendence, and his transcendental attributes cannot be measured even by such powerful Ishwaras as Shiv and Brahma. Therefore, Lord Krishna is the exclusive shelter of the greatest of all living beings. Brahma is counted amongst the living beings, but he is the greatest of all of us. And why is the greatest of all the living beings so much attached to the transcendental topics of Lord Krishna? Because he is the reservoir of all enjoyment. Everyone wants to relish some kind of taste in everything, but one who is engaged in the transcendental loving service of the Lord can derive unlimited transcendental pleasure from such engagement. The Lord is unlimited, and his name, attributes, pastimes, entourage, variegatedness, etc. are unlimited, and those who relish them can do so unlimitedly and still not feel satiated. This fact is confirmed in the Padma Puran. Ramante yogino anante satyananda chida atmani iti Rama padena sau parama brahma bhidiyate. The mystics derive unlimited transcendental pleasure from the absolute truth, and therefore the supreme absolute truth, the personality of Godhead, is also known as Ram. There is no end to such transcendental discourses. In mundane affairs, there is the law of satiation, but in transcendence, there is no such satiation. Suta Goswami desired to continue the topics of Lord Krishna before the sages of Naimisharanya, and the sages also expressed their readiness to hear from him continuously. Since the Lord is transcendence and his attributes are transcendental, such discourses increase the receptive mood of the purified audience. Text 15. Tanno bhavana vai bhagavata pradhano mahatta maikanta parayanasya Hare rudaram charitam vishuddham shushrushatam no vitanotu vidavan. O Suta Goswami, you are a learned and pure devotee of the Lord, because the personality of Godhead is your chief object of service. Therefore, please describe to us the pastimes of the Lord, which are above all material conception, for we are anxious to receive such messages. The speaker on the transcendental activities of the Lord should have only one object of worship and service, Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And the audience for such topics should be anxious to hear about him. When such a combination is possible, namely a qualified speaker and a qualified audience, it is then and there very much congenial to continue discourses of the transcendence. Professional speakers and a materially absorbed audience cannot derive real benefit from such discourses. professional speakers make a show of Bhagavat Saptaha for the sake of family maintenance, and the materially disposed audience hears such discourses of Bhagavat Saptaha for some material benefit, namely religiosity, wealth, gratification of the senses, or liberation. Such Bhagavatam discourses are not purified from the contamination of the material qualities, but the discourses between the sages of Naimisharanya and Shri Suta Goswami are on the transcendental level. There is no motive for material gain. In such discourses, unlimited transcendental pleasure is relished both by the audience and by the speaker, and therefore they can continue the topics for many thousands of years. Now Bhagavat Saptahas are held for 7 days only, and after finishing the show, both the audience and the speaker become engaged in material activities as usual. They can do so because the speaker is not Bhagavat Pradhan and the audience is not Shushrushatam as explained herein. Text 16. Savai Mahabhagavataha Parikshida Yenapa Varga Hyamada Bhra Buddhiha Jnanena Vayyaski Shabditena Bheje Khagendra Dhvaja Padamulam. O Suta Goswami, please describe those topics of the Lord by which Maharaj Pariksit, whose intelligence was fixed on liberation, attained the lotus feet of the Lord, who is the shelter of Garud, the king of birds. Those topics were vibrated by the son of Vyas, Srila Shukdev. There is some controversy amongst the students on the path of liberation. Such transcendental students are known as impersonalists and devotees of the Lord. The devotee of the Lord worships the transcendental form of the Lord, whereas the impersonalist meditates upon the glaring effulgence or the bodily rays of the Lord, known as the Brahma Jyoti. Here in this verse, it is said that Maharaj Pariksit attained the lotus feet of the Lord by instructions and knowledge delivered by the son of Vyasdev, Srila Shukdev Goswami. Shukdev Goswami was also an impersonalist in the beginning, as he himself has admitted in the Bhagavatam 2.1.9. But later on he was attracted by the transcendental pastimes of the Lord and thus became a devotee. Such devotees with perfect knowledge are called Mahabhagavatas or first class devotees. There are 3 classes of devotees, namely the Prakrita, Madhyama and Mahabhagavata. The Prakrita or third class devotees are temple worshippers without specific knowledge of the Lord and the Lord's devotees. The Madhyama or second class devotee knows well the Lord, the Lord's devotees, the neophytes and the non-devotees also. But the Mahabhagavata or the first class devotee sees everything in relation with the Lord and the Lord present in everyone's relation. The Mahabhagavata therefore does not make any distinction particularly between a devotee and non-devotee. Maharaj Pariksit was such a Mahabhagavata devotee because he was initiated by a Mahabhagavata devotee, Srila Shukdev Goswami. He was equally kind even to the personality of Kali, and what to speak of others. So there are many instances in the transcendental histories of the world of an impersonalist who has later become a devotee. But a devotee has never become an impersonalist. This very fact proves that on the transcendental steps, the step occupied by a devotee is higher than the step occupied by an impersonalist. It is also stated in the Bhagavad Gita 12.5 that persons stuck on the impersonal step undergo more sufferings than achievement of reality. Therefore, knowledge imparted by Shukdev Goswami unto Maharaj Pariksit helped him attain the service of the Lord. And this stage of perfection is called Upper Varga or the perfect stage of liberation. Simple knowledge of liberation is material knowledge. Actual freedom from material bondage is called liberation. But attainment of the transcendental service of the Lord is called the perfect stage of liberation. Such a stage is attained by knowledge and renunciation, as we have already explained Bhagavatam 1.2.12, and perfect knowledge as delivered by Srila Shukdev Goswami results in the attainment of the transcendental service of the Lord. Thank you.